Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And on today's Going In Raw news brief, Shawn Michaels talks NXT's Tuesday move. WWE announces its first 2021 Hall of Fame inductee. A familiar face returns to the WWE front office. We recap the New Japan Cup and Impact Wrestling and preview AEW and NXT. But first, when is WWE heading back on the road? Larson, what's in the news?
So, this came out a couple days ago. Yahoo had a write-up about WWE moving the network to Peacock, at least here in the U.S. And within that story, there were two potentially very interesting details about the future, about what the future may hold for Raw and SmackDown. That's what it said, quote, with live road shows not expected to return until at least July, WWE has not finalized the location for Thunderdome beginning in April. They are currently using Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, but have to leave when the Tampa Bay Rays have their home opener April 9th. So that is the Friday before WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So that's less than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
They have to find a new home for Thunderdome. And I don't know, like there's some quotes from Stephanie McMahon in this particular article. I don't know where they get this return to the road, at least until July thing. But, I don't think we have ever heard any even estimates on a potential return for them to go back out on the road.
Yeah.
But, July makes sense.
Yeah.
As the earliest.
Yeah, that does. Yeah. Look, I wouldn't mind seeing a couple Raws and SmackDowns at the Capitol Wrestling Center. I think it'd be kind of cool. I actually kind of like that as a venue. I think it's pretty neat. Get some people there in the little pods that they have. If nothing else, they have that. I suspect they will figure something out as the WWE and everybody's, whether they should be or not opening up, or some states rather are opening up for business.
So I read today that the Texas Rangers, their home opener, I believe, on April 5th.
Don't say full capacity. God damn it! What the hell's wrong? All right. Well.
Hold on. We double-checked that. I just saw something again on Twitter, so grain of salt. Nope. Sports Illustrated report Rangers to allow full 40,518 capacity opening day. That's from Sports Illustrated.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Moving on. Let's talk about this. Speaking of moving on to Tuesdays. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, your favorite in-ring competitor of all time, talking about my favorite wrestling show currently, NXT. Of course, they're moving to Tuesdays. And in an interview with the highly esteemed New York...
Hasn't been officially announced yet.
Who said it? It was...
Matt Men podcast.
They got Sasha Banks and Mandalorian. It's as good as done. The New York Post, Larson, did an interview with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He was asked about NXT moving to Tuesday nights. Maybe he'll have some more info here. It's always clearly easier when you're sort of destination programming, so to speak. Nothing would change, certainly for us. We still try to put on the best show out there that we can. Clearly, I know that's everybody's goal. I think it would only be fair to say everyone knows that when you are not competing against another similar show, that makes it a little bit easier. It allows people to enjoy that. And then you think about the follow from Raw the next night. So clearly, it certainly wouldn't hurt. Clearly, this is something that's going to happen because he's not saying, wait, what? Tuesday? Yeah. We're not moving on Tuesday. That's weird. Where are you getting that from? So either
or nothing like, hey, we were there first on Wednesday nights.
Right.
We ain't moving for no one.
Yeah. So clearly, there's something to be said for the Matt Men and
yes.
what they know and don't know.
Yes.
So there you
go. We learned something today. Here's something we do know, courtesy of WWE. We learned that this year there'll be not one but two classes inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE issued a press release which stated, quote, the 2021 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony will stream Tuesday, April 6th, exclusively on Peacock, United States, and on WWE Network everywhere else. For the first time ever, the ceremony will feature two classes of inductees taking their place in sports entertainment history. So, of course, last year's class included the NWO, Batista, among others. First announced inductee of the class of 2021 announced today on the bump, Molly Holly. That's awesome.
Couldn't be more deserving. I think that's fantastic. Great for Molly Holly. Really terrific. Really terrific. You know who else should be in the WWE Hall of Fame? John Laurenitis. That's right, People Power is returning to WWE. The Wrestling Observer is reporting that John Laurenitis has been put back. John Laurenitis has been put back in the position of head of talent relations, according to WWE Executive Vice President of Operations Brad Bloom, and notes that
reporting to.
Oh, reporting to. Okay, sorry, I don't know why I said that. According to, and notes that quote the talent relations department is being split into talent management and talent branding. The latter of which will be the idea of a talent agency looking to book WWE talent for appearances, TV commercials, movies, and other third-party engagements. Laurenitis' new role will be General Manager Talent, which he starts immediately. I mean, I don't really know. All I know really about him is on-screen stuff, which I think we both think was actually fairly entertaining, if not the most compelling thing in the world.
Not compelling, but at moments, like he came out on the scooter and stuff with the People Power stuff on there. That was kind of entertaining.
Like any other authority figure, he was just on TV way more than he should be.
Yes.
But the People Power stuff was kind of funny. He had that match against Cena. That was pretty entertaining. I mean, didn't the guy create the cutter or something like that? What did he do?
Yeah. The ace cutter.
Yeah, so he, or
ace crusher, whatever
that's
cool.
They
called it. Yeah. I guess he invented that move, or is generally accepted as being the creator of that move, whether they actually invented it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this is going to mean for change backstage. It's interesting that they're splitting talent relations apparently into two divisions. One, I would assume, doing what I guess Mark Carrano and that now John Laurenitis and JR has done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Is I guess being the first step in terms of talent, having dealings with the executive business aspect of the company, contracts, so on and so forth. And then I'd be interested to see who is going to be leading the talent agency half of talent relations from here forward, in terms of negotiating these deals, especially with the edict from Vince about talents trying to monetize their third-party platforms, whether the WWE is going to actually start reaching out to Twitch or Cameo or Instagram and stuff and getting deals on behalf of their wrestlers.
Yeah, they do that to a degree now. You see it with the cricket commercials and stuff like that. They've always sort of done that, but it seems like there is a whole digital frontier that they have not really mined to the degree that you'd think they would. And then when wrestlers start mining that, they're like, "Whoa, wait a second, we should be doing."
When wrestlers are out in front and actually finding ways to monetize these platforms
for
themselves,
I know,
as independent contractors, which seem legally should be their right. WWE says, "No, you can't do that anymore. We're gonna maybe do that for you and take part of the money."
I mean, given how much we had read that they were making, shouldn't they hire Paige, Lana, and Mandy Rose for that job? Because they seem to know what they're doing.
Exactly.
I don't know. You would think they'd go outside their company and find somebody who really knows how to do that stuff, but you never know. I don't know. Anyways, this is pretty exciting. Oh, the other thing about Laurenitis is that I was going to say is he's one of the glad-handing yes men that CM Punk mentioned in his promo. And Vince does like to surround himself with guys who sort of understand his way of doing wrestling. And Laurenitis always seemed to be one of those guys who just sort of gets like Pritchard knows what Vince is looking for,
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
It is. Also interesting, couple of bombshell announcements made on last night's Impact during the final segment. So, there's a face-to-face standoff between Rich Swann and Moose. Scott D'Amore walks out and says that not only will their championship bout at Sacrifice this Saturday be a title unification bout. So, of course, Rich Swann is the Impact champ. Moose is a TNA champ. That's now recognized by Impact. But after Sacrifice, there'll only be one champ. The winner of that bout, the unified champion, will then face AEW champion, the cleaner, Kenny Omega, at Rebellion. I believe that's April 24th. That's pretty huge. That's a huge match.
Whoa. That is a huge match. That is really awesome. That's really great. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't know. So this is full transparency. We're doing predictions for this on Friday's news brief.
Yes.
And the Enforcer, you and I were putting the Impact title up on the line and the Trios title up on the line, of course. You have the Impact title currently. I have the Trios title currently.
Somewhere back there.
And
full disclosure, I mean, are you getting at that I've had
Larson accidentally saw the spoiler for the main event, so that
the main event
we are taking off the table. which is also why I'm not going to speculate on that right now. And we'd appreciate for people who are watching this, don't put it in the comments because that's just rude and you'll be banned from the channel. So just be cool, okay? But the rest of it, we will be, putting that title up on the line with those matches. In other Impact results from last night, another wildly fun time on our stream. The intern showed up, and we power ranked a lot of things. But meanwhile, there was actual wrestling happening. Jazz defeated Tasha Steelz. Of course, they're having a tag match, Jazz and Jordan Grace against Steelz and Kiera Hogan coming up at Sacrifice. Also, James Storm and Chris Sabin defeated Rohit Raju and Mahabali Shera, who just couldn't get on the same page. We had Trey Miguel defeat N.W. Anderson. Sam Beal. Who I think somebody mentioned is like maybe a protege of Trey Miguel's.
Yeah. That was one of his students, I guess. Yeah.
Fairly quickly, he defeated Sam Beal.
Yeah, it was a Sami Callihan thing.
We had another Tony and Tony paid advertisement, but this one was markedly more subdued. It was just Tony Khan was basically recapping what happened at Revolution. There was none of the crap talk. He's been kind of pivoting in these paid ads lately. Tony Khan has been to a more diplomatic arrangement with Impact Wrestling. So we'll see where that's leading, if anything. I wonder if, the last time when things reached sort of a fever pitch, he was in the crowd taking notes, and then things sort of cooled off. I wonder if maybe they had to switch gears or something with the Sammy Guevara thing. I don't know. It feels like things have sort of switched over, and I wonder what the deal with that is.
A little bit. Maybe there's a lot of people that have said on various Twitter and in our YouTube comments about how it feels like Impact's kind of getting the short end of all this. And I guess in some respects, specifically how Tony will hilariously but come on Impact's own show and then talk a bunch of trash about Impact.
Well, I just figured there'd be some sort of reciprocation for that, and then that Impact just sort of no-sold the entire thing, and I was like, okay, that's weird.
So I don't know, if it's a situation where they're listening to the conversations people are having about this and then adjusting course. I don't know.
This was pretty entertaining. The Good Brothers and Finn Juice had a contract signing where it was completely and totally 100% obvious that Juice Robinson, probably for good reason, like a lot of wrestlers, doesn't drink. And because they were doing shots of the Good Brothers, was it bourbon?
Whiskey,
yeah. And and you just get a look on Juice's face when he's doing, because he had to do like 2 shots. And whoa, man. It was,
not into it.
It was pretty funny. So that it just erupted into chaos and violence.
Yeah, brawl broke out, yeah.
We had Chris Bay defeating
awesome.
Ace Austin in a really, really fantastic match. Is Chris Bay now going to take on Manic TJP at Sacrifice? Is that happening for the X Division?
I believe it's still Ace Austin.
It's Ace Austin still? Okay.
I believe, yes.
That's what happens when we start power ranking things. I lose track. And then ODB defeated Susan in singles action. ODB, I think, does have a Knockouts title match.
Yes, against Diana Pratso at Sacrifice, yes.
Right, that should be a good one.
Steve, you have a New Japan Cup date for us, yes?
Yeah, man. I watched a couple of matches this morning. Yoshihashi, making a case for comeback of 2021, defeated Yujiro Takahashi. So it was all Japanese commentary, and at the end, there seemed to be some sort of measuring stick contest between Takahashi's cane, his walking cane, and Yoshihashi's walking stick, much bigger.
Got a staff, doesn't he?
So he's got like a staff, and he was like, I think he was like, mine is bigger than yours. Like after he beat him, and then that's what I gathered, because he showed his stick and then his staff, and then the Tokyo Pimp showed his little cane, and then the commentary said something. I didn't understand it. So they're measuring stuff. Anyways, and then Jay White, who was great. Absolutely great. Defeated Hanare in a really fun match. It was like a 25-minute long match. Jay White was sort of smiling and preening throughout this. Hanare put up a pretty decent fight down the stretch, but in the end, Blade Runner took out Hanare. So Jay White advances in the New Japan Cup.
I believe he faces Go Ace Tanahashi.
That is going to be
round.
a killer match. That's going to be really
something else.
Terrific stuff.
That is going to be something else.
Yeah.
Also, it's going to be something else. Wednesday Night Wrestling, looking forward to it. Let's do our AEW preview. Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky, TNT Championship bout. This should be really good.
Should be a good one. Christian Cage is going to actually talk on AEW programming. Let's see what he has to say. It's not a Matt Chat question.
Yeah, no, Sting speaks.
Sping stinks.
Sting speaks. Let's see what Sting has to say. Thank you, Sting.
Ethan Page is gonna be taking on Lee Johnson in Ethan Page's Dynamite debut.
Yep. Matt Jackson versus Ray Phoenix again should be really good.
Probably gonna be match of the night.
Good chance of it, building up story for their inevitable tag clash because Ray Phoenix and Pac won that battle royal at Revolution.
This next one should be a killer match. Britt Baker, Makioto, Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida. Thunder Rosa and Ryo Mizunami. That should be a banger, as they like to say. A couple of bangers on tap for NXT tonight as well. We're going to be recapping this tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. Finn Balor is going to be defending his NXT championship against Adam Cole. So that should be a banger match right there. And then
should be really good until Kyle O'Reilly interferes at the end.
Yeah, that's totally going to happen. And then Io Shirai is going to be defending against Toni Storm.
William Regal is set to make 2 major announcements.
Unless they change that to 3 heading into tonight.
Possible.
I don't know.
Entirely possible they can make it 3. And then final advertised segment, Caden Carter to square off with Xia Li.
Or so she thinks. Xia Li's going to annihilate her. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, probably.
Anyways, check us out tonight on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steven Larson for our AEW recap, about 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Help support Going In Raw today by becoming a Friendo Club TV member. You'll get access to new bonus episodes every week, including Friendo Club Arcade, Live Power Rank, Vintage 10 for the Wins, and Ask Steven Larson. Get access to Friendo Club TV today by becoming a $5 and up patron at patreon.com/Steven Larson, by throwing us a sub at twitch.tv/Steven Larson, or by clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson.